The Chinese side, led by President Xi Jinping, announced that they will make available to the Philippines in official development assistance $6 billion worth, and another $3 billion in credits from their Bank of China. That is going to be a very big boost to our infrastructure projects.
Thank you.
You know, what is really wrong with an American character and an Oriental gentleman? Many crowds would say, mahiyain, that the Filipinos and the Orientals are fundamentally shy. They bow at the slightest good statement, even if already introduced. They whisper, they do not shout. And they say that we are a shy, mahiyain tribe. Most of the Asians are characterized by that kind. While the Americans are a little bit loud, sometimes rowdy, and they have this volume of their voice and their larynx not well adjusted to civility. Yeah, Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, what's wrong here? Everything all right? We do not do that. We say, Mr. Vice Premier, how are you? And everything good here? So the one thing that really matters is they say, we are a shy race, tribe. And they are the more forward, commanding voice, befitting obedience. You know, I have the Chinese blood, I have the Moro blood, I have the Visayan blood. I've studied the nuances of our characters. I have come to the conclusion that we are Orientals, a very courteous race. The problem is, when you talk to the Westerners, Americans and all, they are a very discourteous people. And talking of business, I would rather that we keep this meeting by ourselves. And if you have the capital, and there's a Filipino-Chinese guy who is also rich, and if you see an American approaching you, please shut up. Do not include him in the talks, because you will just spoil everything. I have yet to hear, at least in our experience, Filipino-Chinese partnering with American businessmen. And if you do that, that is the shortest way of losing your money. But, you know, I have yet to hear Americans going to my office for the 23 years that I've been mayor, expressing good intentions and about going to business that would help the food and everything. They go there not really for the basics, importation of fruits and everything, just what China is doing. But they go for the mining and all of these things that are really very detrimental to your country. And that is why I am leaving Gina Lopez on her own, because there are really minings owned by the Americans or in consortium with Americans and Filipinos who are wreaking havoc on our planet Earth. And so that is what I mean. When this Chinese guy goes for the small things, the Americans would come in very strong and discourteous. And I have seen that. I've never really liked them, not because they are not doing it well in my country, but long before, I already had that experience of an American idiotic arrogance. You know, I was going to Brazil with some of the congressmen. And when we came back, because our port of entry was LA, going there was Miami, you know, when I was cleared by customs, I was going out at the LA LAX airport. Here comes this black guy in uniform, also black, with the pistol also black, and his shoes was black. And I thought that he was somebody. No slur intended. That is his original color. And he accosted me and said, may I see your passport? So we gave him. It was a diplomatic passport because we were traveling. Most of the congressmen in my entourage were traveling with passports, diplomatic. And he said, where is your letter of authority to travel? And so that was the first time that I said it was missing. And I said, well, probably because that letter was addressed to the port of entry in South America, which was Brazil. And it was not clipped. And so probably it was not reinserted in the passport. And they didn't take notice of it. You know, this guy brought me to a room to interrogate me. I said, I'm a congressman of my place, so what do you want to know? And, well, all sorts of things. And so I said, if you detain me any further, and if there's a plane available going back to the Philippines now, I'd be happy to ride and go home. That was the last time I went to America. Maybe sometime soon, the Americans come to my country for business and all, including pedophilia. And they come to my country, sans a visa. They do not need it. They go there as if they own the place. Maybe thinking that it was their colony until now. And Filipinos who go to America and who have the money, they are not just only berated in the visa control, the consular office, of the DEWI, they are humiliated. And so maybe as an American here, if you're planning to go to my country, you get a visa from where you come from. Maybe. It's about time. If you think they're liberal with the Filipinos, it's because they have the brains and you get most of the best and the brightest of the Filipinos for your country. Go that in the movies and all, so they're all Indians and they're all Pakistanis. They're all Asians. But you could hardly see an American that is really bright enough to cure even himself. Ganito yan. America does not control the economy now. He's placed that he is the most powerful industrial nation in the world. That's a lot of bullshit. Why? If he is really the most powerful industrial power in the entire world, this should be paying taxes or the money, the foreign exchange, the trade imbalance between America and China. How can you be the most powerful industrial country when you owe China and you are not paying it for almost $3 trillion? Kalaki-laki ng utang mo, may utang ka. So, and maybe because China cannot collect, it might just assign the credit to each and everyone who was here. And the poorer countries, I'd be happy if you assign 5 billion of the credit to me. Let me collect it for you, but allow me to use it for some time before returning the capital to you. Because we Filipinos, we pay our obligations. We are men of honor. China has no money. It is a country which is afflicted by paranoia. Yung United States of America, it's afflicted with paranoia. They're deathly afraid of Putin because Putin is even afraid of himself. He might not restrain himself and go to war, and then they have this EU in shambles, and they could not even help Greece and the other countries to the extent that the Brexit and maybe more will go out of that stupid, in the first place they should not have done it. It has no money, it cannot guarantee help, it will not go to war, I am sure of that. And they are afraid of Putin, who is ready to go to war anytime. And in China, here, they can never hope, really. Because in the East ASEAN affair, Cambodia could not be theirs 100%. It is an ally of China. Laos, it is always an ally of China. Vietnam, same thing. Widodo of Indonesia is neutral. Duterte of the Philippines is veering towards China. Because China has the character of an Oriental. It does not go around insulting people, insisting on policies to follow them, and trying to control the money of the world through the IMF and the World Bank. Dito, Asian Development Bank. Now good that of late, China decided to make a counterbalance here, and that is the EIIB. And so America is really checkmate here. It is not ready for war because they are not ready to die anymore. And you can see it when in the special forces, when they go home, there's a lot of crying and criticism, and a congressman talking there, filibustering about the loss of an American life. Filipinos, if you want to go to war, go. As long as it is really the desire of the nation to protect itself. The 44 Mama Sapano soldiers, they went inside, they died. No dramatics, no nothing. No, except that we grieve for our soldiers. Maybe in the days ahead, I will order the opening of the TCO again. Not really to prosecute people, but just to know what happened. Who got the 5 million? Whether the tip of the finger of Marwan was gotten by the special forces of the United States, or was it really brought to the forensic division, John Sakran? These are the lies that are imposed upon the people, which is not good. Let us go for the truth. Let it out. Never mind about corruption. Too late in the day. But if there's anybody interested, fine. So even in business now, America cannot help us. All the time that you have $33 million. Oh, we have $33 million, sir, and can do what you want with that. It's not the kind of thing that just like an uncle leaving the house after eating and say, hey, nephew, here's some money for you for your college expenses. That's the way. We do it the formal way. But Japan, Korea, and the rest are the benefactors, but most, the biggest, is China. And when they lend you money. They do not lend you promises and installments. That's the big difference between the tranche per tranche of the Americas and the way we handle our goodwill here. When it is money intended for you to make sure that you have this project for your upliftment, it is there. And I do not see America has that. Now, the reason why I decided to shift gear is because I do not see any reason why I should stick with America, who invaded us after the Spaniards for 400 years, stayed there for 50 years, and since then nothing has happened. It's all election, corruption, election, corruption, election, all the way. And despite they say that they have poured millions on us, on our economy, nothing has happened. But you know, I really cannot just conceive of an idea that despite corruption after corruption, they still give the money to the same person who take advantage of it, to the same oligarchs, to the same rich people. But when the money is in the bank, they're given the priority to borrow it. It's like the fat of the land. They scramble for it. They spend the money. Sometimes it is lost and everything is forgiven. Nothing of those big money that the Americans gave ever was used for the loans to be given to the downtrodden. And I said to my advisors, who are these persons who should be helped? But in Davao City, there's a market. There's a road in front of the market. At about 4 o'clock, the Moro people, most of them, Maranao, Maguindanao, and it's where the highest incidence of hunger, and of course corruption also, by the officials. They are there, they spread a cloth, piles of banana, kamote, and onions, and they sell it. And at 7 o'clock, they fold up because traffic is already very busy. These are the guys who haven't really tasted what government feels or how it operates. And yet, for the so many generations of American aid, it has not really changed the lives of the Filipinos. And that's why you said to our Japanese host, sir, I need money to help the poor. And if there is ready money with no conditions attached as to where it would be spent, it should be spent on the ground level first. I will take care first of those who never had, who never tasted even a luxury in their lifetime. Second one is I need money because I have to stop the 5-6. We do not have the ambassador of India. Their style, no offended to the great country of India, but there are citizens of India going about everywhere into the 5-6. Usurious interest that would really kill even the enterprising spirit of the Filipinos. They lend you the money, and you would have to buy from them other articles of the household. It's either a salad set, a refrigerator. If you don't do that, if you are not willing to buy, no. So you're paying the loan at 5-6, and at the same time you're paying for the appliances that are put in your house, and you have to pay double plus interest also. There are things in the Filipino life which has been there for a long time, and yet nobody has really. Ako, kumakain ako sa madaling araw because I have 2 houses. After the first house, I asked my girlfriend, let's eat. And I enjoy native food. So after eating food, balot and everything, I deliver her to the first house. Then I go back to the second house to rest. So nakikita ko yung nightlife. And I see how really life has been miserable. Kaya kung tulungan ako na, if Japan would help me, China would help me, and Japan also has promised something like the railway, everything. And they gave me a letter about that. No, I will just, and of course, Korea. But then I am more inclined to get, to borrow from China. Why? Because they are not more, if it's really for a loan, they are not really eager to collect. And sometimes maybe they forget because of our friendship. Japan and Korea, no. Koreans, maybe Japan, but the better practice is just stick with China. There's more money, and the only thing that I really like about China, sir, is your sincerity. Alam mo, pag ang in-check, do not be insulted, do not be offended about calling in-check. Because my lolo, my grandfather, on the mother's side, was a Chinese. Pero itong mga in-check, pag nagsabi yan, talagang ibibigay. At maawain. Mandito yan sila lahat. I do not kind of see, but is Sammy O here? Alam mo ng tao na yan, nanalo yan sa lending. Lending legit, not lending serious. 20, and even the others, my friends, yung bang human rights, sabi ko, you are all pea-brained. You know, when I said, I will kill you if you destroy my country. I will kill you if you destroy the youth of the land. By any stretch of imagination, that cannot be an actionable wrong. It is an expression of self-preservation. I have every right to protect the Filipino as I am their president. Now, if you start to say, ipapakulong ako ninyo, and they do it over and over again, they really ask for it. And when I went to Laos, I never, marami kami members there, I never mentioned his name. Ano kung ilabas nilang issue na extrajudicial killing? Nandyan yung natiro. Putang ina, huwag nilang gawin yan kung bastusin ako nila. Talagang, and itong nag-report sa GMA, nag-report kay Lingaw, so Lingaw took it to be the ex-cathedra truth of what he said and repeated what I supposedly. But when he reviewed the tapes, there was none. So they had to apologize. And yet those idiots in the State Department and Obama never apologized. Just the feed that you were insulted by Duterte. So these are the things, these are the mindsets that the Chinese and the Americans can never really agree. Anti, because they have this brogadasyo, that's the word, if there is such a word, bragados. See, I could not even pronounce the word. Hambugiro na lang. So with that, in this venue, Your Honors, in this venue, I announce my separation from the United States. Both in military, not maybe social because of Philippines, both in military but economics also. So please, you have another problem of economics in my country. I am separated from them. So I will be dependent on you for all time. But do not worry, we will also help as you help us. Thank you.